When it comes to college football, luck is no doubt a factor with how the season plays out. Whether it's a kick six, or a punt disaster, or perhaps not taking a knee, luck can either be your friend or your enemy. I'm going to break down the top 5 luckiest programs in the last 5 years. 3 of the top 5 are from the same conference, and number 1 may surprise you. Let's double click on that. First, credit to this Redditor for this idea. The way we will be determining luck is subtracting a team's total wins from their expected wins. Expected wins is a metric generated after a game that considers who would win in a rematch given all the stats remain the same. Let's take a look to see who has exceeded expectations. At number 5, we have the Wolfpack out of North Carolina State with a luck win score of 5.3 games. They won 38 games since 2019, but their expected win score was set to 32.7, meaning they registered a luck score of 5.3. NC State had 7 games with a post-game win probability less than 50%, with 5 of those being at home. Their luckiest game was against Georgia Tech in 2020, with just a 13% chance of winning their rematch. Their luckiest season was in 2020, winning 3 games with less than a 50% post-game win probability, and their lucky game score at 1.8. At number 4, we have the USC Trojans, winning 6 lucky games since 2019. The Trojans have won 36 games since 2019, the lowest of all teams on this list, with only an expected score of 30.1, making their luck score 5.9. USC had 6 games with a post-game win probability less than 50%, with 3 of those being at home and 3 on the road. Their luckiest game was against UCLA in 2020, with just a 5% chance of winning their rematch. Their luckiest season was 2020, winning 2 games with less than a 50% post-game win probability and their lucky game score at 2.3. USC may need some luck on their side going into the Big Ten with how their offense is trending. Click here to watch more. The second Big Ten team on this list, the Washington Huskies, have a lucky win score just above the Trojans. Washington has won 40 games since 2019, with a 33.9 expected win score, a difference of 6.1. The Huskies had 6 games with a post-game win probability less than 50%, with 4 of those being at home and 2 on the road. Washington's luckiest season was just last year, winning 2 games with less than a 50% post-game win probability and a lucky score of 3.4. How much of Washington's run to the playoffs last year was due to luck? And what does that mean for the new coach in Tuscaloosa? The third Big Ten team on this list, the Iowa Hawkeyes, finished with a lucky game score of 8.3 in a 5-year span. The Hawkeyes have won 44 games since 2019 with a 35.7 expected win score, resulting in a luck score of 8.3. Iowa had 7 games with a post-game win probability less than 50%, with 6 of those being on the road and 1 at home. Their luckiest game was against Nebraska in 2021 with just a 3% post-win probability. Iowa's luckiest season was 2021, with 2 games with less than a 50% post-game win probability and a lucky score of 3. How much will luck factor into success in the new Big Ten? The luckiest team in the last 5 years are the Oklahoma State Cowboys, the only team that was ranked in the top 10 in each of the last 5 years for their luck score. The Cowboys have won 45 games since 2019, with a 34.3 expected win score, resulting in a luck score of 10.7. OSU has 11 games since 2019, with a post-game win probability less than 50%, with 7 of those being at home and 4 on the road. Their luckiest game was against Kansas State in 2020, with just a 2.5% post-win probability, the lowest on this list. Oklahoma State's luckiest season by far was last season, with 6 games with less than a 50% post-game win probability and a lucky score of 4.2, the highest for a single season on this list. Who do you think will be the luckiest team in 2024?